November 2023. An Israeli F-35 detects a cruise missile inbound. The pilot locks using a helmet-mounted display without pointing the aircraft toward the threat. Launches. And the AIM-9X Sidewinder intercepts a target it was never designed to engage, destroying it at ranges and angles that would have been impossible with any previous short-range missile. This is not what the Sidewinder was built for. Air-to-air missiles are designed to kill aircraft. But the AIM-9X has become something else entirely. A weapon so flexible, so capable, so thoroughly dominant in the visual arena that it can engage cruise missiles, shoot down drones from Ukrainian naval platforms, and destroy targets the launching pilot never even saw, all while remaining compact enough to carry on wingtip stations where weight and drag constraints force trade-offs no other weapon can ignore. The question is not whether the AIM-9X is the best short-range missile ever built. The question is whether it might be the last one America ever needs. Understanding that possibility requires looking past the specifications and toward what changed when this weapon entered service in 2003. The AIM-9X did not replace the AIM-9M because it was faster or had longer range. It replaced it because the entire concept of what a short-range missile could accomplish had fundamentally shifted. And that shift happened through four capabilities, working together in ways no previous weapon achieved. The first is extreme off-boresight targeting. A pilot can look 90 degrees off the aircraft's nose, literally sideways, and lock. The helmet-mounted cueing system tracks where the pilot's head points. The missile seeker slews to that angle, and target acquisition happens before the aircraft even maneuvers. This eliminates the traditional requirement to point the jet at the threat before firing. In turning fights where every second counts and energy bleeds with every maneuver, that elimination is survival. Previous Sidewinders required getting the target somewhere near the aircraft's nose before the seeker could acquire. This forced pilots into predictable flight paths. The adversary knew roughly where the attacking aircraft had to position before shooting. And predictability in dogfights is vulnerability. The AIM-9X breaks that pattern entirely. The missile does not care where the aircraft is pointing. It cares where the pilot is looking, and pilots can look anywhere. The second capability is thrust vectoring. The AIM-9X uses jet vanes, small surfaces inserted into the rocket exhaust, to redirect thrust independent of airspeed or atmospheric density. This enables 60G turns, not through aerodynamic control surfaces that require airflow, through brute force redirection of propulsive energy. The missile can execute maneuvers that would shred conventional designs. It can turn inside the tightest defensive brake any aircraft can pull, and it arrives at intercept with enough residual energy to compensate if the target maneuvers violently during terminal phase. Think about what 60Gs means operationally. A fighter pulling 9Gs is at the edge of what pilots can physically endure and what airframes can structurally survive. The missile is pulling 60. That is not just higher performance. That is an entirely different flight regime where physics allows maneuvers aircraft cannot match, regardless of how skilled the pilot or how capable the platform. Traditional missiles relied on aerodynamic control, fins and canards generating lift to change direction. But lift requires airflow. At low speeds or high altitudes where air density is minimal, aerodynamic control degrades. Thrust vectoring eliminates that dependency. The missile maneuvers effectively regardless of airspeed or altitude, and in close-in fights where speeds fluctuate rapidly and aircraft maneuver through different altitude bands, that consistency is lethality. The third capability is the imaging infrared seeker. Previous Sidewinders tracked heat signatures as single points of energy. The AIM-9X uses a 128 by 128 focal plane array that creates an actual image of the target. This enables discrimination between aircraft and flares. The seeker recognizes shape. It tracks the thermal profile of engines, not just hot spots in space. And when countermeasures deploy, the missile knows which signature is the aircraft and which is the decoy. This matters because modern fighters carry sophisticated countermeasure systems deploying flares in patterns specifically designed to confuse infrared seekers. Those patterns work against seekers that track individual heat sources. They work poorly against imaging seekers that recognize the difference between an aircraft's thermal signature and magnesium burning in atmosphere. The AIM-9X sees through deception that would defeat earlier missiles. And that capability forces adversaries into kinematic defenses, actually outmaneuvering the missile rather than spoofing it, which brings them back into a turning fight where 60G capability dominates. The fourth capability appeared with Block 2, lock on after launch through data link. The pilot fires without seeker lock, the missile flies toward a designated area, and mid-flight, it receives targeting updates enabling acquisition of targets the launching aircraft never directly detected. This allows rear hemisphere shots, firing at threats behind the launching aircraft, and engagements where initial geometry is poor, but predicted intercept geometry is favorable. The pilot does not need perfect positioning at launch. The missile compensates in flight. Block 2 also enables something subtle but strategically important: network-queued engagements. Another aircraft detects a threat, transmits coordinates through data link, and the AIM-9X launches based on external targeting data, acquiring the target autonomously after motor burnout. This converts every fighter carrying the missile into a node in a distributed kill web. The detecting platform does not need to fire. The platform with best positioning fires using targeting the detecting platform provided. And coordination happens through data links operating faster than voice communications allow. Combine those four capabilities and the tactical calculus shifts completely. The pilot looks at a threat using helmet-mounted cueing, locks without maneuvering the aircraft, fires from angles that would have been impossible with previous missiles, and the weapon tracks through countermeasures using imaging infrared while executing 60G turns no aircraft can match. If the target was behind the launching aircraft, lock on after launch provides engagement capability anyway. And if another platform detected the threat but could not engage, data link enables coordinated fires where the detecting aircraft provides targeting and the launching aircraft provides the kill. This is not incremental improvement over the AIM-9M. This is capability that redefines what short range means. The AIM-9X effective range extends beyond 20 miles under certain launch conditions. That overlaps with beyond visual range missile employment. And while the AIM-120 AMRAAM remains the primary BVR weapon, the AIM-9X provides backup capability in scenarios where BVR shots are not authorized or not feasible. Close enough that the old distinction between short range and medium range becomes less meaningful than the distinction between kinematic capability and seeker performance. Combat employment validates the design. Israel has used AIM-9X to intercept cruise missiles, threats traveling at jet speeds but following predictable flight paths. Ukraine modified AIM-9M Sidewinders for surface-to-air launch from improvised platforms and naval drones, shooting down Russian fighters from positions the Russians never suspected threatened them. And routine training demonstrates pilots achieving kills from initial conditions that would have been mission impossible with earlier missiles. Shots taken while the aircraft is inverted, shots fired during high G turns, shots against targets offset 90 degrees from the flight path, all resulting in intercepts because the missile compensates for launching aircraft state and target geometry autonomously. The missile's versatility extends beyond air-to-air. The AIM-9X can engage ground targets. This is not its primary role, but the capability exists and has been demonstrated. Armor-piercing precision from a weapon designed for dogfights. The targeting flexibility and imaging seeker that make it lethal against aircraft also make it effective against stationary targets when employment makes sense. And in scenarios where fighters need emergency ground attack capability but carry only air-to-air weapons, that versatility provides options that did not exist before. International adoption proves the concept's universality. Norway, Denmark, Turkey, and over 20 nations operate the AIM-9X. NATO standardization around this weapon creates interoperability that matters during coalition operations. An American F-16, a Norwegian F-35, and a Danish fighter can all employ the same missile using compatible tactics. Logistics simplifies, training standardizes, and operational integration happens faster when allies share weapon systems rather than operating different solutions to the same problem. The missile's small size, 9 feet long, 5 inches diameter, 85 pounds, makes it compatible with every fighter in the inventory. F-15s, F-16s, F/A-18s, F-22s, and F-35s all carry it. External carriage on wingtips or under-wing stations for legacy aircraft. Internal carriage for stealth platforms when signature management matters. And because the missile is compact, aircraft carry multiples without significant performance degradation. 2 on wingtips plus AMRAAMs on other stations provides layered capability across engagement ranges without forcing trade-offs between short-range and BVR armament. Production numbers tell the strategic story. The initial plan called for modest procurement. Current plans extend through 2035 with over 11,000 Block II missiles, nearly double original projections. That expansion reflects demand driven by combat experience, allied procurement, and recognition that the weapon works so well that replacing it would require capabilities that do not yet exist. The missile that was supposed to serve as interim solution until something better came along became the something better, and nothing on the horizon suggests replacement is necessary or even possible, given how thoroughly the AIM-9X dominates its mission set. The cost effectiveness matters strategically. Each missile costs approximately $200,000, expensive compared to legacy Sidewinders, but far cheaper than beyond visual range missiles approaching $2 million each. And because the AIM-9X achieves kills at ranges where BVR missiles also operate, it provides redundancy that matters during sustained operations when expensive long-range interceptors are being conserved for threats only they can engage. The missile is cheap enough to employ liberally and effective enough that employment produces kills reliably. That combination keeps aircraft in the fight longer because they are not conserving expensive missiles for ideal shots. They are taking shots that work and achieving effects that matter. The doctrinal impact extends beyond individual engagements. The existence of a short-range missile this capable changes how pilots fight. Defensive tactics that assumed short-range missiles required nose-on geometry no longer apply. Adversaries cannot safely maneuver into positions behind attacking fighters because the AIM-9X can engage rear hemisphere threats. Energy management becomes more important because kinematic advantage over the missile is nearly impossible to achieve. And formations must account for the reality that every fighter carrying the missile can engage from angles that create impossible defensive geometry. This also affects why BVR missiles do not make short-range weapons obsolete. Beyond visual range shots depend on identification and rules of engagement, allowing firing without visual confirmation. Many scenarios prohibit that. Close-in fights still happen when BVR shots are not authorized, when targets close despite long-range intercept attempts, or when environmental conditions degrade radar effectiveness. And in those fights, the AIM-9X provides capability that nothing else replicates. The future of air combat includes both BVR and visual range engagements. The AIM-9X ensures that when fights close to visual range, American pilots win. The last short-range missile you'll ever need is not hyperbole. It is assessment based on capability that exceeds requirements by margins large enough that improving further becomes unnecessary. Faster missiles would not matter. The AIM-9X is already faster than targets can evade. Longer range would blur the distinction with BVR missiles that already exist. More maneuverable is physically constrained by material limits, and better seekers face diminishing returns when current seekers already defeat countermeasures reliably. What would replacement provide that the AIM-9X does not? The answer is unclear. And when the answer is unclear, the weapon remains relevant. 60 years after the Sidewinder family entered service, the latest variant is so capable that imagining its successor requires capabilities that do not yet exist. That is not stagnation. That is arriving at the asymptotic limit of what a short-range missile needs to accomplish. And when you have reached that limit, replacement becomes unnecessary. You have the last one.